What up, YouTube? PJ here, this Dog Pound 24/7. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead, take that time, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and hit that notification bell. Good evening to you all. Thanks for tuning in. Got a good video for you guys tonight. Before I get into that, as you guys can see, I'm back. I already dropped a video before this explaining kind of what happened, a quick video. But for those that haven't seen that video, excuse me, I ended up going to the hospital about 3 months ago. I was in there for about 2.5 weeks, but I battled an infection the last 2.5 months. I was in and out. I mean, I was on antibiotics. Like, it was just, that's pretty much what was just pumping through my system for 2 months. It was a living hell. I lost a lot of weight behind it. I ended up having to leave my job behind it because work couldn't cover my shifts no more, because I was going to a lot of doctor's appointments, this, that, and the third. Well, anyway, the doctors are floored to this day. They still don't know how I developed this infection. And they think maybe, possibly, something to do with me not having a tetanus shot in the last 7 years. I have it now, but I didn't have it before. So they're not sure. But anyway, I'm completely healthy. I'm doing good now. But right now, as of today, I'm in a financial crisis. It's been a living hell. It's just been a nightmare. But guess what? Doesn't matter. That's besides the point. I'm here now. I'm going to be dropping you guys some video. Got some good content for you. And I want to thank all my subscribers for the support, all right? Because I went back today. I went through all the videos I made in the last 2 years, skimming through them, reading comments, people supporting me, wondering where I'm at, how I'm doing. Thank you. And while I was doing that, this is what today's video is going to be based off of. I went through a lot of comments, all right? And I came across a lot of comments, questions about corrections officers, all right? COs in the prison system, all right? About how COs with the abuse, all right? Especially there was a comment from a gentleman that wanted me to speak on the officers that work the draft rooms in the facilities, all right? I know firsthand, and anybody that's done time knows firsthand, these COs that work the draft rooms, they're complete dickheads. 9 times out of 10, they're miserable, they're assholes, and they're cowards, all right? And they won't think twice about violating you, all right? I'm about to break it down a little bit, give you an idea for the new jacks that are coming upstate, what to look for, what not to do, just my advice, all right? And if you think your way's better, suit yourself. But I'm here to tell you, listen, it ain't no walk in the park. I'm telling you right now, they can make your life a living hell. I've seen a lot of bad situations going through draft, physically, even mentally, verbally, whatever. I've seen it all right? And I'm going to break it down to you. First, we're going to talk about, if you're new in the system, going through draft, what to do, what not to do. Pretty much, COs that work the draft rooms, like I said, they know what you're in prison for. Before you even get there, they know who you are. They know what you're there for. They have your shit, your little, folder. So they know what you're there for, okay? And if you're going to arrive to their facility, we'll get this one right out of the way. If you're going to arrive at their facility with a fucked up charge, what I mean by a fucked up charge is a rape charge, a molestation charge, charges like that, I have no pity for you. So, better yet, get off my channel, because I don't even want you here, all right? And if the COs don't get you, the inmates will. So, if you got one of them charges, you got to come into you one way or another. So, I feel no pity for you. But if you have one of them charges, and you just by chance, you got one of them charges, they're going to make your life a living hell. They're going to fuck with you, all right? Excuse my French. And like I said, I don't have pity for you guys. All right? You guys got everything coming for you. Because anybody that can molest a child, believe me, I think that's just as good as getting an electric chair. All right? I think that's worse than murder. All right? Fondling a child is worse than murder, if you ask me. I'm sorry. I know it's taking another person's life, but me as a victim from when I was a child, that follows you the rest of your life, and it can ruin a child. All right? We're not going to get into all that, but I have no pity for you guys. But anyway, they see what you're there for. But if you have a charge, assault on an officer, assault on any law enforcement, anything like that, maybe caught an assault charge on an officer in the county jail or whatever, and then you got to go do time, they'll see that. And I've seen dudes slip through. Like, I have an assault on staff. I have an assault on a corrections officer that I got in the prison system. It followed me to other facilities, and they do see it, and they do say shit to you about it. And thank God I didn't have any really big issues behind it following me. But I beat the ticket, and, you know, and COs know when it's bullshit and when it's not bullshit, because they see the little summary behind the charge. And they seen that I beat the charge, because when I arrive at facilities, they'll say, "We're not going to have any trouble with you here, huh?" When they're reading your shit. And, you know, the only thing I say to them at every time is, it's not what it is. And, you know, it's not, what is it? And you give them a little breakdown, you know. But if you come up state with a charge from the street, or, you know, a case, and you're coming through the system, they're probably gonna 9 times out of 10 fuck with you. All right, they might not fuck with you on that, you know, right there, done in there in the draft room. I've seen it where I remember this one young kid, he had an assault charge on 2 police officers, and when we went through the draft process in Franklin, they ended up following him to the reception dorm 2 days later. They ended up acting like the kid had a call out to the infirmary. Well, he left, never came back. And the only thing we can think of is that charge. They didn't forget. All right, so it happens. So I'm just warning you, you have a charge with, you know, anything with assaulting law enforcement. It's not, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be good for you. It is what it is, which they should not be judge and jury when it comes to that. But they're their own gang up there. All right, they got it. It is what it is. That's how they look at it, as they feel disrespected when they see shit like that. But then again, you get these officers that are, you know, in prison in the draft rooms. When you arrive to a new facility, they want you to try to put the fear into you, like you're not coming here running shit, because you'll get guys coming off the draft bus, coming into the facility, acting like they're going to run the show there. And they don't like seeing that shit. They act as if that's their house and you're just a guest. All right? So if you're going to, my best advice to you, when you're going through draft, keep your mouth shut. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And you should be all right. But then again, there's COs that just will pick and pick and pick and just be a complete dick for no reason. Maybe because he had a bad day, because he's fighting with his old lady. Who knows what the situation at hand might be. That's what it is. That's how prison is. You just never know. And the funny thing is it's pretty sad. It's not funny, but it's pretty sad that you have to fear the boys in blue up there than the next man you're doing time with. All right? It is. That's true. I mean, anybody that's done time will tell you. You have to watch your back with the COs more than you actually have to watch your back with the dude you're doing time with. Go figure, right? But it is, man. I've seen COs when you're going through a draft, and for some reason, if they don't like you, it could be anything. Just because they don't like the way you look, the way you move, the way you talk, who knows what it is. I've seen them just violate your property when they're, you know, because when you come through draft, they go through all your stuff. They, you know, see what you got, and I've seen them accidentally open up a thing of shampoo and dump it all over their property. I've seen just everything. Or they'll take your radio, your Walkman, drop it on the floor. Oops, sorry. Shit like that. I've seen it all. They're cowards. They will violate you. All right, and the only thing you can sit there and do is bite your tongue. All right, because listen, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of dudes popping off on COs, and it's probably the last thing you want to do. All right, because the rest of your time there or anywhere in the system, you're done. All right. So the best thing, my best advice for you is just keep your mouth closed. All right. Another situation that took place when I went through draft, I was going through Adirondack. It's a medium, Class A medium, and I was going through draft there. It's an old school building. It is. It's huge, though. I mean, it looks like, I don't know, the medium looks like a max, but it's a medium. But I remember we were going through draft. We were up seeing the nurse, and it was a female nurse. And I remember this young kid was just grilling this nurse, just staring her down like, you know, he was at the club checking out some girl across the bar type deal thing. I mean, he was grilling her, eyeballing the shit out of her, all right? So the CO was seeing this, and let me tell you, I wasn't even paying no mind to it. I wasn't even paying. I was talking to some other dude that I was on the bus with. That we got to the facility. Next thing I heard is this, just like smack. That's loud as hell, and I was like, damn, type shit. And dude, they got the fire smacked out of him, because dude peeping, can't do that. So if you're around female staff and you're around COs, watch how you are. Watch what you do. Don't be eyeballing them. And when you're talking to them, don't get fresh. I've seen dudes get fresh with them, like acting like they're friends from the street type stuff, like he's known her a long time. Just because a lot of dudes that might have been down a long time haven't had a lot of female interaction, and some dudes will get carried away with it, and I've seen dudes get trapped off behind that. All right, my best advice to you is yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes ma'am, no ma'am. That's all. You answer the questions. Just short eye contact, keep your head down, just answer the questions and get out of there, all right? Because that's a trap off in itself, all right? It's I've seen it 100 times. So be careful when you're going through the draft as well when it comes to that. So the moral of this video is just be careful going through draft. The best thing is keep your mouth shut, do what you're told, and you should be all right. But then again, like I said, there's some COs that just take advantage of their authority and want to be a coward and put hands on somebody just all because they just want to. It's sick, it's disgusting, and the funny thing is too, it's just I see COs all the time, almost every day while I'm in the street, because I live right down the road from Groveland. All right, I'm right down the road from Groveland, so I see them at the gas station all the time, and there's not a time that when I'm in front of them or waiting in line to cash out at a store that I stare at these dudes and I just like, these dudes are probably some scumbags that I just. You know what I'm saying? I just sit there and look at them and just wonder if they violate dudes in prison. I would just love to smack the fire out of them because, I'm sure you can just see, all right? You can just tell by looking at a CO how he's going to be, all right? And don't get me wrong. Like, through my time doing time in the prison system, I've came across a couple cool-ass COs. I really have. And, come do their 8 hours. They treat you like a human being. And, it is, I have respect for them. They have respect for us, all right? They give respect, they get respect type deal thing. But that's pretty much on it is, when it comes to COs, if you're new to the system, how they are, what they're about, I hope my little advice and little, scenarios can help you get through what you got to go through if you're going to do some time. But just remember, keep your head down. Yes, sir. No, sir. All right? I'm going to close with that. If you already haven't, please go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that like. My next video is going to be Dozier Home for Boys. It was a boys' home in the state of Florida. Got closed down because it was just crazy. Crazy stuff going on. Rapes, beatings. It was just crazy. A lot of you might have heard about it. That's going to be my next video, so please tune in for that. That'll be within the next day or two. I have to go get ready because my Cleveland Browns are playing tonight. Last preseason game, and hopefully we can close it out with a win. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night. Stay safe, everybody. See ya.